I want to take a trip down memory lane, guys. Do you remember a team called AE7Snipin? This is a team, guys, that really hasn't been around for a long time. Let's put it that way. They ended back in 2013, and it's crazy to think it's been that long since this team ended. This was a team that was founded by Havoc and Scarce and was a trick shotting and sniping team. And I got to say, I absolutely loved this team, guys. I really did love this team. I want to talk about what happened, though, to this team. We can look on their YouTube channel, and you can see that the last time that they uploaded was, 6 years ago, guys. They accumulated over 83,000 subscribers. I actually think they got pretty close to 100K before they ended, I believe. But nonetheless, they were one of those teams in the community I believe should have never ended. I think they should have continued. I think it could have been something incredibly special. Now, I want to talk, really what happened here. Obviously, guys, when you're talking 6 years ago, that this team ended, it actually ended, in my opinion, during the prime of the trick shotting and sniping community. It just was, in my opinion. I thought that it was kind of like that prime of the trick shotting and sniping community, and it ended. And look, the way I see it, guys, is that this team ended for a couple of reasons. If we go to their About page, you can see Alternative Elite Team, and that's what AE7 stood for. AE7 has officially ended as of July 29th, 2013. There's been so many great memories and friends that have come out of all of this. We hope this team will never be forgotten. And it says, no one has permission to restart AE7. If it's ever restarted, it will be on this channel only. And so, like I said, guys, this team was started by, Scarce and Havoc. There were a number of other guys, of course, a part of the team. If you go to the AE7 roster or the Hall of Fame, you can see all the different people that were a part of this team that ended up moving on to, really great teams, guys. A lot of these guys aren't actually in a lot of these teams anymore. Some of them have ended, like SB or, of course, Darth and Dare. But, guys are, a lot of these guys moved on to bigger teams in the community. Hateful was obviously probably their most popular, that being him going to FaZe. Now, Scarce, of course, guys, he moved on to SB, but then he ended up going to Obey, to Red Reserve, and then he ended up just going solo. And Scarce is obviously the most popular person to come out of AE7, but they had a really good Hall of Fame. When you look at it, all the guys who went to, Soar or Dare, DZ, SB, Darth, DZ. It's crazy to see all of that. And guys, I honestly miss this team a lot. Do I think that they'll ever come back? It's hard to say. But really, what happened here? Well, I think, guys, that it was kind of like a change of the times almost. AE7, when it started, was in this time where, the trick shotting and sniping community of Call of Duty was really starting to ramp up. And ideally, I think a lot of people out there didn't think that trick shotting and sniping was going to last forever. It was going to be something that was only for a period of time, especially when we saw that, after Black Ops 2, really, each Call of Duty that came out after that really wasn't a great trick shotting and sniping Call of Duty. You had MW2 and Black Ops 2, which were the two, that was the prime of the trick shotting and sniping communities in Call of Duty. And then you could say that Advanced Warfare, when that came out after Ghosts, that it kind of rejuvenated what people were excited about, because you could jump really high in the air, was really good for trick shotting for a while, but then even people ended up going back to the older CODs once again. And you can only do that so much until, a lot of these teams just felt that, they didn't want to continue going in that direction. Now, could AE7 have become something really special, like an esports team, or, evolve to Fortnite and other games? Absolutely, guys. I just think they ended too soon. Now, one of the big reasons I believe that this team ended the way in which it did was because Scarce was more focused on what he was doing on his personal YouTube channel. He was focused on SB at that point in time when he went to SB and was a leader for them for a while. And, I just think that there comes a point for every trick shotting sniping team where you come to a crossroads and you're trying to figure out what you want to do and how you want to approach moving forward. And I think with AE7, it's no different. I think it was just one of those teams that they decided to end because all of the players, or a lot of the players and a lot of the leaders especially, were kind of moving in other directions, and they didn't have the time for, AE7 anymore. They were focused on their own brand, on their own, on the team that they were currently in. But all these, a lot of guys from AE7 moved on to other, bigger and better teams. But do I think AE7 should have continued? Absolutely. Do I think that it could come back at some point? It's hard to say, guys. I don't feel that Scarce is going to restart this team. If he did, I think that it obviously would not be, AE7Snipin. It would be, probably just AE7. They would brand it probably they may bring back Call of Duty, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like almost like a content team that Scarce would bring back, or something of that nature. I don't think that they would ever restart AE7 on this channel. I just don't. I think that it would be, on a separate channel if they decide to do that. Honestly, at this point, Scarce would probably just create a completely new team altogether. And I mean, guys, this channel was started in October of 2011. So it was only around for, 2 years. I mean, not even 2 years, guys, until AE7 ended, which is crazy. I mean, when you really think about it, a couple of years and that's it. I mean, that's why this was one of those teams that I really feel had so much potential, but they didn't, continue it. And I don't know if Scarce regrets ending the team. I don't know if there's any regrets there. I mean, he probably doesn't regret it because of how well he's doing on his channel. But his channel, along with what AE7 could have been if he was able to kind of focus on both of those, because now he's solo. He's not a part of a team anymore. He's no longer in Red Reserve, no longer Obey, no longer SB. He's just doing his own thing. And so, if he could have been running AE7 this entire time, as well as doing his own brand, that could have really helped AE7, and it could have been a massive, massive team. But I guess we'll never know, guys. Will they come back? Probably not. I mean, probably not. I don't think Scarce has any interest probably in restarting the team, because where are you going to go? Are you going to just do Call of Duty Trickshot and Sniping again? I mean, the thing is that I do think the Phase 5 has rejuvenated that community, but at the end of the day, I don't see them ever bringing this team back in the way in which it started. It would have to be something different, maybe as Call of Duty ties, but it would also be, everything else like Fortnite, a bunch of other games, and content. A content team would kind of make a lot of sense to me. But let me know, guys. I was just kind of reminiscing about the past, of AE7. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there, guys, that I definitely want to talk about. What happened here. AE7, very well known for, their Soar With Us that came out 8 years ago, guys. That was the Soar With Us where teams would actually do dual cams with larger teams. So like AE7, they would put a response together to try to do dual cams with SOAR. I believe they did actually do that, which is awesome. And they were able to kind of partner with SOAR and do a dual cams together. It was a way in which the teams back then were able to kind of collaborate and do things together. It was awesome. It was a great time, guys. It was a very fun time because it was like the origin story of, Call of Duty, like the Trickshot and Sniping side, and of YouTube too. I mean, it was kind of like that origin of what really got me into this whole thing as well. Absolutely awesome. But with that, guys, let me know. What do you guys think happened with AE7, and what do you guys think about the future of the team? Do you think there will ever be a time where it comes back? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more videos like this, guys, stay here with Zero TV.